I am glad to welcome you to the Auto Problems channel. Renault Logan I. If you are not looking for prestige, but are looking for an inexpensive reliable car for traveling around the city and to the country, the first generation Logan is an ideal option for buying. I've seen cars with 700,000 miles without any major repairs. Rarely anyone can boast of such indicators. The main drawback of the first Logan is corrosion. The body rots alive, and not only the thresholds, arches and pillars suffer, but also the cups under the hood. If you manage to find a live car without accidents and painted elements, do not spare the money and treat all vulnerable spots with anti-corrosion agents. If you're lucky to find Logan without jams, feel free to take it. This is a simple, reliable family car. Ford Fusion I. Microvans are not very popular in Russia, with the exception of the Ford Fusion I, and although it is far from handsome, it will be an excellent choice for residents of the metropolis. Compact, economical, with high ground clearance. Plus, the car is very practical, reliable and simple. Of the vulnerabilities, I note the antediluvian robot with a 1.4-liter engine. If an automatic is important to you, look for a version with 1.6 liters and a full-fledged old but reliable Japanese box, or stop at a manual transmission. Age on the Ford Fusion I will also be reflected. Plastic brakes, wiring and small units fail. Nissan ALMERA Classic. It was not by chance that I included ALMERA in the rating of reliable used cars in Russia. I remember what a sensation it made in the domestic market. Outwardly, the car is an order of magnitude prettier and more prestigious than competitors, and there are design notes in the cabin. Drivers know firsthand about the reliability of cars. I will note the minuses. ALMERA is that rare case where the machine gun is more reliable than the mechanics. Manual transmission may require attention already at 150,000 kilometers. The rest of the shortcomings, rather, my nitpicking. ALMERA does not have a cabin filter, anti-roll bar, the ability to fold the back of the rear sofa, but there are minor problems with the electrics. It happens that glitches pop up out of the blue. Otherwise, this is a good option for affordable money. Toyota Corolla 9, E120, E130. The Corolla in the 120th body is still that super reliable Toyota that was legendary. If it were not for the problems with the manual transmission, it would be the most reliable car in the world. First, the bearing on the input shaft fails in the gearbox, then there may be problems with synchronizers, oil seals and the drive shaft. All this is repaired or replaced with a used one. A complete repair of mechanics will cost an average of about 30 to 40,000 rubles. Therefore, it is better to look at the car on the machine. Otherwise, the car will not cause any trouble, but will delight you with Japanese reliability, simplicity and comfort. Mazda 3 BK. Mazda 3 conquered the Russian market almost 17 years ago. After a while, it is also willingly bought, loved and appreciated. The car, of course, turned out to be successful, stylish in driving. The main disadvantages of the Mazda 3 are related to the body. It began to rust after the first 5 years of operation. In those years, the first owners did not bother with competent anti-corrosion treatment, but now it is already useless. But this did not prevent the Troika from becoming popular and very liquid on the market. Toyota Prius 2. The Prius can be safely recognized as the first and only popular hybrid car in Russia. It is suitable for family people, those who want to contribute to the fight for the environment, and those who are in no hurry and want to save as much as possible. The benefit of the Prius is actually small. The years take their toll. After 150,000 km, an oil appetite begins to appear. At 200,000 km the timing chain needs to be replaced, and do not forget about the battery. High tech is cool, but it requires investment and maintenance. And the rarer the units and more technologically advanced, the more expensive the replacement. Toyota RAV4 2, XA20. Despite minor flaws, RAV4 still has a lot of fans. Some unite in large interest clubs, others remake cars for off-road, others simply use them for city driving from point A to point B. If all-wheel drive and a powerful engine are not important to you, you can buy a RAV4 on the front end without unnecessary drives, transfer cases, etc. with a low-powered 1.8-liter engine. This alliance is recognized as the most indestructible. Units of 2.0 and 2.4 liters suffered from one common problem: the thread on the cylinder head wore out and raised its head. There was a depressurization of the engine with all the ensuing problems. Honda CR-V 2. Honda CR-V at one time became a worthy competitor to Toyota RAV4. She was one of the first to have a plug-in all-wheel drive, plus the Japanese eliminated the appearance of corrosion by processing the entire body. The strength of the CR-V 2 is the motors. Problems most often arise with automatic transmissions. Repairs may be needed after 200,000 km. The bearings and solenoids will be the first to start to snot, and the overrunning clutch may also break. For restoration, You can give up to 100,000 rubles. Toyota Camry Vi, XV40. Camry I attribute to the best cars for my money. She is comfortable, cute, does not bother breakdowns. If you consider versions with a 2.4-liter engine. For cars with a 3.5-liter engine, the box does not digest all the power, plus cooling suffers. If you manage to find a car with a mileage of up to 150,000 km, you won't bathe, you will only need to undergo mow. True, the price tag of such specimens is not small. They ask for an average of about 800,000 rubles for them, which is not entirely adequate for a 15-year-old car. Toyota Land Cruiser Prado 120. The favorite of all bosses and off-road fans in the 120th body is still appreciated and respected on the road. The market value of a car will rarely be less than 1 million rubles. It happens that for very live specimens they ask for 1.5, or even 2 million. Service predict is quite reasonable. The design of the car has been studied and understood by everyone. There will be no problems with spare parts. If you are going to take a top-end motor, be prepared for a big expense and a high tax. Well, do not forget about corrosion, since the Prado is a real Jeep and exploited to the maximum. Try to find a car from under the boss, who rode around the city and did not drown the car in the mud. That's all for me. Thank you all for your attention. I will be very grateful to you if you subscribe to the channel. See you soon.